Shri Lakshmi Namaha. Namaste tu Mahamaye Sri Pite Surapujite Shankha Chakra Gadahaste Mahalakshmi Namostute. Namaste Garudarudde Kola Surabhayankari Sarva Dukkha Hare Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantramurti Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Om Sri Lakshmi Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Sri Saraswatye Namaha. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Good morning to you, Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to the Now Morning Show. As we celebrate this morning, we celebrate the Festival of Lights. Welcome to our Diwali special. I'm Rawkus alongside Ainka and Natasha Lake. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
And of course, the Pandit blessing us to open the show this morning. Good morning, Pandit.
Morning and namaste, everyone.
Namaste to you as well, Pandit. And I must say thank you very much for starting off the show in such fine style for us. Pandit Ganesh Maharaj joining us this morning throughout the show. So you're basically like the fourth host this morning.
Thank you very much.
Nice to have you on the team.
Same here.
How are we feeling this morning, ladies?
Gorgeous.
Yeah, clearly.
I'm loving it.
Loving it.
And we embody the light of the festivals. We are glistening, and I love it too much. Let's say special good morning, of course, to Rajendra Sahadeo, Singh Designs, who decked us out fully from head to toe.
Fully.
Quite well, if I may say so myself, because this is actually my favorite color. Thank you, Rajendra.
I'm loving it.
Love that for you. How are you feeling, Tash?
I feel like I could dress like this every single day.
You should.
Okay.
I should, right?
Just call
I'm
Rajendra, you'll be
absolutely
all right.
in love.
Let me also say good morning and thank you very much to QTC Events and Decor because they would have designed the set for us to help the set look and match our gorgeous outfits. So thank you very much to QTC. Also thank you again to Rajendra Sahadeo Designs. QTC Events and Decor was actually founded in 2020 by Dylan Ramdani, who's a civil engineer. The name QTC stands for Quality, Time and Cost, in which we strive always to produce quality decor in a timely manner at an affordable cost. If you want to get in touch with them, just contact them at 479-2451 for all your decor needs, be it weddings, birthdays, engagements. If you have a TV show you want them to decorate, you know,
Yeah.
call them.
Maybe.
QTC Events and Decor. But guys, we have a fantastic show in store for you this morning. And this morning, like I said, we celebrate Diwali, the Festival of Lights. Pandit, while we have you here, you know, you could probably lend us some insight
While I'm here.
into the history and the importance of Diwali.
Okay, so Diwali is celebrated in the Hindu month of Kartik, and it's actually 5 days, which most people don't know. So Diwali is the third and the central main day of the 5 days. It's smack in the center of a wonderful celebration, and these 5 days have been connected to occurrences in Hindu history and according to the scriptures, events that are all auspicious and are for the benefit of mankind. So Diwali is what you call the Amavasya or the new moon day. It's the 15th day of the fortnight. It starts with the 13th day, which is Dan Triyodashi, and it's a day that we give thanks to Lord Kuber, the god of wealth. And it then continues into the 14th day, which is called the Chaturdashi. It's Sanskrit for 14. And that day is a prayer given to Lord Yama, the Lord of the afterlife, for, praying to ensure that we don't have untimely passing. Third day, the most famous one, is Deepavali or Diwali, which means row of lights, just like you have here on your set decor. And the fourth day is called Govardhan Puja. It coincides with the day when Bhagwan Krishna saved all the people of his village. And the last day is known as Bhai Dooj, which is literally, it means Brother's Day. That's the day when sisters tie the string on their brother's hand, and it's called Raksha or Rakhi, which means to protect. So the brother gives the assurance to the sister on Brother's Day that come what may, I will protect you no matter what. These are the actual 5 days of Diwali. It's celebrated on the darkest new moon of the entire year, And in that way, lamps are lit to illumine the darkness. It's the representation of good over evil, that all good things shall always come our way.
Perfection. No matter how many times I've explored this with you or any other pundit, it is always something to note, something to learn, something to unravel, and it's a beautiful festival that I'm happy to partake in.
I couldn't agree with you more. It definitely just brings such a feeling of also love, light, understanding, and
Exactly.
hope as
Yes.
well.
It's the idea of togetherness. So the tradition of sweets and food, of sharing and giving. The idea that the more you give, the more that you will eventually receive.
Right.
And it's the idea of allowing not just God and divinity, but to allow fellow man and women into our lives and homes so that we can share of the goodness and of the blessings that we have. So the idea is literally spreading as much goodness and happiness as possible.
It's very interesting. I mean, we'll get into some of those details in terms of like the sweets and some of that stuff during the course of the show today, which we're really looking forward to. But I wanted to get back to some of those significance of these specific days. I love that you were able to mention all 5 days. I mean, every year, like Ainka says, even though we talk about it every year, there's always still something to learn. Like the Brothers' Day, for example. I mean, I'm assuming it's not as literal as you have to be a sibling with somebody in order to have that
You
moment
don't
or that
have
string
to.
attachment.
Actually, I have a lot of adopted sisters, and then we call them Rakhi sisters because it denotes that she's my sister because she tied the Rakhi for me. One of my sisters, she's here today. She's one of the models in the fashion segment. So she's my Rakhi sister. So anyone can adopt anyone as a brother because, for example, in a work environment, in a community, in a street, in a village, wherever you are, we look out for each other.
Right.
And it's the idea of creating such a bond that nothing could interrupt or even attempt to break it. So it's community, which is extended family, and we hope that would extend into communities, and then
country.
eventually the entire country and the world at large.
Beautiful thing.
Tell me about celebrating Diwali in Trinidad and Tobago because, I mean, we have such a diverse population, I mean, like we celebrate so many things throughout the year. What makes Diwali special for you and for this celebration being here in Trinidad and Tobago?
Well, for me, being the pundit and visiting different homes for worship and for puja and for ceremonies, it gives me a sense of belonging in that I can serve my purpose as being a spiritual leader in the society, in the community. And it gives me joy in seeing many, many families come together. People would not be able, because of work and travel and all sorts of other things, they're not able to meet and mingle as often as they like, but they make a special effort, just like Muslims would do for Eid and the Christians would do for Christmas and Easter and all these different things. And spirituality transcends religion in that there's a spiritual connection between what you believe in and what I believe in. And the fact that good over evil is connected in every single walk of life, in every single facet, in every single language, because personally I believe that religion is simply God's word in different languages. And that is a common denominator. The idea of Diwali, in Trinidad and Tobago, it's us as Hindus connecting our heritage from whenever our ancestors would have practiced this sort of system. The idea is anything that stems from Bharat Desh, which is Mother India, the idea of Devi Lakshmi appearing from the ocean of milk, which is mythology, and what we call Itihas, history, Ramachandra, the Lord of Ayodhya, returning to his home after rescuing his kidnapped wife, which we'll speak on a little bit later. One of the songs that we're going to be offering concerns his return. And the idea is that the same way communities would have come together back then, we simply carry on this tradition, trying not to break or reinvent anything. Food, worship, community, play, laughter, children, color, spectacle, and fun and enjoyment. The songs are celebratory. The food is all good, sweet, nice, savory stuff. And the bhojan, which is the dinner or even the lunch, is given for everyone. The idea is more you give, each person who partakes of the sweets or even the prasad or even the food, they get the same blessing on that day as if they sat and performed the puja. But on the flip side, there's a belief that for as many people who receive from your puja, the sweets, the prasad, the food, anything, your blessing multiplies.
Okay.
So that's a little secret. That's why the tradition is on Diwali day, Diwali week, as a matter of fact, because I can't do all my pujas at houses and
one
homes
day.
in one day.
Exactly.
So the entire 5 days, I have puja from maybe 5, 6 a.m. all the way to about 5 p.m. every single day. And then I run away the couple days before Diwali to Diwali Nagar and, go for the pepperoti and all these different things. And and then I get back home, prep for the next day. So Diwali in Trinidad is marked by weeks of preparation. Devout Hindu would fast for 21 days, clean their home, clean the surroundings, prepare the puja area. Most would have a small shrine or temple either in one room in the house or in their yard, and they would prep. It's believed that once a place is cleaned and God is invited, Divine Mother Lakshmi, who represents wealth and prosperity, and not just money. Wealth is a few things. Wealth is when your kitchen doesn't run empty. Wealth is when your pocket don't run dry. And wealth is when you have peace of mind. When you could lay down your head at night and not worry about anything and know that God takes care of you. So Diwali in Trinidad is very, very special.
All right, well, this morning we get to celebrate that special Diwali right here in Trinidad and Tobago. And we have a fun way of doing so, like you mentioned. We have the music that we're definitely going to be giving some attention to this morning. We'll also be chatting a little bit about Rangoli art, which is a symbol of beauty, hope, and tradition. We're also going to be talking a little bit about Mahindi, which we've done before. And of course, we are talking about the sweets this morning, which we're definitely looking forward to. So guys, it's a Now Morning Show. We're celebrating Diwali in fine style. Pundit Maharaj is here with us. Ainka is here, Natasha Lake is here. I'm Rawkus, and we go all the way till the end. So let's celebrate and have some fantastic fun on this beautiful Diwali holiday. Stay tuned.
Shubh Diwali to you all for viewing the Now Morning Show special edition as we continue to celebrate the Festival of Lights. And when we celebrate here in Trinbago, we use music. So it's only apt that now we are joined by the Sangam Music Group, and of course, our newest host on the Now Morning Show, Pandit Maharaj, continues with us. First off, explaining what exactly Sangam means.
Sangam means where things meet. And there's a place in India where 3 holy rivers, Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati, meet, and it's called the Triveni Sangam, which means the meeting of 3 rivers. And I got that inspiration to name our group the Sangam Music Group, which is where musicians and the music meet. So it's a very fluid and flexible group. Not every single time you see the same musicians and faces, but the music is what brings us together.
I like it. Speaking of which, we have different types of instruments that are helping us to get the sound of the season, if you will. And so I know we have a harmonium, we have the tabla and the majira.
Correct.
As well as of course, the guitar and your vocal prowess will be shown this morning. And so tell me what types of songs or bhajans you'll be hearing this morning.
We'll be doing 2 songs. The first one is Lakshmi Maiya, which is a traditional song of praise. It's a hymn in praise of Mother Lakshmi, and the verses speak of her beauty, her raiment, her clothing, her jewelry, the fact that her merciful glance, once it falls on someone, her blessing is derived hereafter. So we're asking for Mother, your kind grace. Just look favorably upon us, and it also explains that she's worshipped by articles of auspiciousness, sacred leaves, beautiful flowers, all sorts of offerings, including fruits and sweets and all these things. And we're asking that in the same way that we give these things in puja, in worship, on the sacred altar, would she accept and simply bless us with prosperity, wealth, and abundance. The second song we're going to do is an ode to Ramachandra, the prince of Ayodhya, who is very, very famous in one text known as Ramayana and also called Ramcharitamanas. And it's a book that tells of his heroic prowess living in India in a place called Ayodhya, being married, having his wife kidnapped, and then pursuing those who kidnapped her to avenge that situation, waging a war, crossing the ocean, killing those negative individuals, rescuing his wife, and bringing her back to Ayodhya, their place where they live. The bhajan, Sri Ramachandra, Kripalu Bhajaman, says, "O Prabhu." Prabhu means Lord. It's a wonderful way of speaking to God. It says, the same way that you moved heaven and earth to get your beloved wife, please move away all obstacles from our lives. Please shower us with your blessings. And he's world famous for having a special bow in his hand known as the Kodanda. And it says that in the same way that you would pick up arms to protect your Dulahin, which means wife, God, please protect us during this time. We welcome you back to your city, to Ayodhya, during this time of Diwali. It's also connected to Rama's return. And these are the two songs.
All right. Well, Panjit, I know that you are going to be a part of this performance, so I'll allow you a moment to get in position. But in the meantime, those of you looking on can certainly identify with sharing in the festivities, the celebration of light through Diwali, through our garments, our adornments, through the music and the messages that we can all identify with. We hope that you enjoy the reverence of each of these bhajans and that we all come together as the Sangam music group graces us with their talents this morning on this special edition of the Now Morning Show, celebrating the Festival of Lights.
Lakshmi Maiya utare teri आरती बरसा दो माँ कृपा सबको नैया दुखों से तू ही तारती बरसा दो माँ कृपा लक्ष्मी मैया देने वाले तू ही जग को पाले अंधन देने वाले तू ही जग को पाले दया से तेरी हम सब जीवे सबको तू संभाले दया से तेरी हम सब जीवे सबको तू संभाले लक्ष्मी मैया उतारे तेरी आरती बरसा दो माँ कृपा तेरे भक्ति जागे दिल में निश दिन करते वंदन तेरे भक्ति जागे मन में निश दिन करते बंदन तू है शक्ति परमेश्वरती का तो सबकी बंदन तू है शक्ति परमेश्वरती का तो सबकी बंदन लक्ष्मी मैया उतारे तेरी आरती बरसा दो माँ कृपा जाके मैया आरती तेरी उतारे प्रेम की दीप जाके मैया आरती तेरी उतारे हे जग ज्योति कष्ट निवारणी हर लेना अंधियारे हे जग ज्योति कष्ट निवारणी हर लेना अंधियारे लक्ष्मी मैया उठारे तेरी आरती बरसा दो माँ कृपा शरण तिहारी आके मैया मंगल तीरथ गाए, शरण तिहारी आए मैया मंगल कीरत गाए। हाथ जोड़ हम विनती कर ले चरण शीश झुकाए, हाथ जोड़ हम विनती कर ले चरण शीश झुकाए। लक्ष्मी मैया उतारे तेरी आरती, बरसा दो माँ कृपा, सबको नैया दुखों से तू ही तारती, बरसा दो माँ कृपा, लक्ष्मी मैया। श्री राम जय राम, प्रभु राम जय राम। श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भजु मन, हरन भव भय दारुणम, नव कंज लोचन कंज मुख पर गंजारुणम। श्री राम जय राम। गणित अमित छवि, नवनील नीरज सुंदरम, पतपीत मानव तरित रुचि, सुचि नौमि जन कसुतावरम। श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भजु मन, हरन भव भय दारुणम, नव कंज लोचन कंज मुख पर कंजारुणम। श्री राम जय राम। भजो दीन बंधु दिनेश दानव, दैत्य वंश निकंदनम, रघुनंदयानंद चंद्र कौशल चंद्र दशरथ नंदनम। श्री राम जय राम, प्रभु राम श्री राम। सिर मुकुट कुंडल तिलक चारु दार, अंग विभूषणम आजानुभुज शर चाप धर, संग्राम जित कर दूषणम। श्री राम जय राम, प्रभु राम जय राम। शंकर शेष मुनि मन रंजनम मम हृदय कंजनि वास कुरु कामादिकल दल गंजनम श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भज मन हरन भव भय दारुणम नव कंज लोचन कंज मुख पर कंजारुणम श्री राम जय राम प्रभु राम श्री राम प्रभु राम श्री राम
Welcome back to the Now Morning Show, where we continue to discuss and celebrate the beauty that is Diwali. Pundit, we're so thankful to have you here with us.
I'm very happy to be here.
And it's so great because one of the things that we see a lot is Rangoli art. But what is the meaning behind it?
Rangoli, it's a series of patterns that are drawn usually on the ground and sometimes on walls, and it simply is patterns of auspicious designs that are used to ward off negativity. It's like a yantra, which is another symbol of auspiciousness, and it's like a guard or a seal, if that makes it any clearer, to protect the space in which something has to happen. So it can be a ceremony, it could be any event, it could be for any marks of protection. So usually weddings, birthdays, puja or the worship ceremony, or any festival, it is used for protecting the space.
Now, one of the things that's so fascinating is that there's so much color in Rangoli art. Is there any particular significance with the color?
With regards to colors, colors that usually would blend together are used, and then also for it to stand out, colors that would seem to clash in the art world are used to give vibrancy and to give more life to the designs.
Now, speaking about vibrancy and life and also tradition, there's been talk that Rangoli is something that's passed down to families. Can you explain that?
It's like a shastra, which is something that is given. It's generic. It's taught from one person to the next. Most of these skills, these skill sets, are taught what we call through a parampara, which is a tradition of one person who knows, who's a master, who has total knowledge of it, handing it down to someone else. So besides on paper, a part of the tradition is oral teaching and teaching in a practical sense. So mothers would teach their daughters and so on. Just like music, just like dance, just like culinary arts, even fashion, someone has to show you the ins and outs and the small details of all these things. So yes, it's been handed down via families.
And one of the things that you just touched on as well is the fact that there are different symbols, forgive me if I'm wrong in using that term, that are used. Are there any particular symbols that can or can't be used with Rangoli?
That depends on the nature of what it's being used for. And it's always a series of dots, sometimes resembling flower patterns, either bordered by a square or with concentric circles of different sizes and different colors. So no pattern per se is outright wrong, but again, with the knowledge of what it's for, and for different celebrations, they use different patterns and colors.
Wonderful. Well, let's get some more knowledge right here on the Now Morning Show as we learn about Rangoli art.
Rangoli is a type of artwork. It's commonly done with rice, colored rice, or paint. It's usually done at the entrances of houses, and the significance behind it is that it's a form it's a way to welcome people into your home, or it's to welcome the gods and goddesses into your home, and to bring wealth and prosperity and good luck into the environment it's displayed on. The process of doing rangoli is where we color the rice first, and we choose different colors of anyone's choice, and from there we would set it aside to dry. It usually takes about 20 to 30 minutes to set and dry. After the rice is dried, then we would use a pencil or a chalk to draw a pattern on the floor, and from there we would lay the colored rice onto the lines that has drawn on the floor, and that's basically the process of doing a rangoli. When I was little, I would sit and watch Indian movies with my grandma, and looking at the Indian movies, the rangoli itself that was displayed in these movies, that drew to my attention. So I kind of just felt the urge to want to do it at some point in my life. My first rangoli I did was at a relative's house for his wedding, and at that I actually did a peacock rangoli. After the peacock rangoli, I started doing rangolis at my workplace for Diwali functions, and it pretty much stuck with me throughout then, and I'm still doing it as well. And I would say I'm doing it way more often now as compared to when I had now started. In choosing a design for a rangoli, we would take into consideration the event, the occasion that's happening. So right now we have Diwali approaching. In this occasion, Mother Lakshmi is who we would pay attention to. She stands and sits on a lotus flower. So I'm using the lotus flower as my pattern today.
Shub Diwali, and thank you so much for celebrating with us right here at the Now Morning Show. This morning, we continue the conversation because we're celebrating the rhythmic beauty of dance. This morning, I welcome Shalini Suchit Rupnarayan, who's about to do a little piece of a dance for us. So before we have a little conversation, good morning, Shalini.
Good morning and happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali to you too. How are you doing this morning?
I'm fantastic. It's Diwali morning.
Tell me, how long have you been dancing?
I've been dancing since I was 6 years old.
I mean, I don't know, that could be 5 years from the way you're looking at me, and I'm sure I ain't trying to presume your age, but that means that you've had some experience doing this.
Correct.
And tell me, what keeps you motivated to keep dancing?
The love and the love that I have for our Indian culture, and promoting it and making sure that the younger and upcoming generation knows about the form of dance and they can thoroughly appreciate it.
Nice. And you do some dancing with the Prema Shakti dancers, yeah?
Yes.
Tell me about the group.
We have been existing since 20 years. We're based in Balmain, Vancouver. The artistic director, Neil Ramuta, he is excellent at what he does. And this is his choreography that I will be showcasing today.
Fantastic. Shalini, before we get to the dance, tell me what Diwali means to you.
Diwali is a day where it's filled with love, and it's a time where we share with family and God. And that is something that means a lot to me.
Fantastic. Well, let me take that microphone from you and free up so you can get some space to do your thing. And ladies and gentlemen, we get ready to celebrate Diwali using the form of rhythmic beauty and dance. Shalini Suchit Rupnarayan is ready, and we are ready as well. Enjoy.
चौखट पे चल के आज चारों धाम आए हैं, बजाओ ढोल स्वागत में, मेरे घर राम आए हैं। कथा शबरी की जैसे जुड़ गई मेरी कहानी से, न रोको आज धोने से। बहुत खुश हैं मेरे आंसू के प्रभु के काम आए हैं। बजाओ ढोल स्वागत में, मेरे घर राम आए हैं। क्या पाया है सृष्टि के कण कण से पूछो, तुमको खोने का दुख क्या है कौशल्या के मन से पूछो। द्वार मेरे ये अभागे आज इनके भाग जागे, बड़ी लंबी इंतजारी हुई रघुबर तुम्हारी, तब आई है सवारी। संदेश आज खुशियों के हमारे नाम आए हैं। बजाओ ढोल स्वागत में, मेरे घर राम आए हैं। दर्शन पाके है अवतारी, धन्य हुए हैं नैन पुजारी, जीवन नैया तुमने तारी, मंगल भवन अमंगल हारी। मंगल भवन अमंगल हारी, निर्धन का तुम धन हो राघव, तुम ही रामायण हो राघव, सब दुख हरना अवध बिहारी। मंगल भवन अमंगल हारी, मंगल भवन अमंगल हारी, मंगल भवन अमंगल हारी। चरण की धूल ले लूं मैं, मेरे भगवान आए हैं। बजाओ ढोल स्वागत में, मेरे घर राम आए हैं। मेरी चौखट पे चल के आज चारों धाम आए हैं। बजाओ ढोल स्वागत में, मेरे घर राम आए हैं।
And we continue with Diwali celebrations on the Now Morning Show, and our next conversation is about something that's quite popular. Speaking about Mehndi, which is a symbol of femininity and beauty and signifies quite a few things as well. Pundits, can you share with us a little bit of the background into Mehndi?
Mehndi would be the designs that are done using material called henna. It's like a stained ink on your skin, and was used primarily for brides and grooms to decorate their hands and feet, and to give them a personal blessing and personal protection. Again, just like how Rangoli would be for the building and for the yard and for everything else, Mehendi is the personal protection, and it also helps to bring impurities out of the skin prior to the wedding ceremony. It's pure art, and it's evolved from simple diagrams to names, faces, all sorts of wonderful stories of love.
It's fascinating that you're sharing this with us, particularly when it comes to something that we have now seen take over. Over the years, we've seen this development and embracing of it, but there's so much importance behind it as well. How would you say the evolution of Mehendi has been specifically in Trinidad and Tobago?
In Trinidad and Tobago, for Diwali especially, we've seen many small stalls at Diwali Nagar. At any event now, there's a Mehendi booth where everyone can have the henna applied to their skin, and it's a growing trend in that people are embracing more and more each other's culture, each other's traditions, and that is beyond heartwarming. It's beyond appreciation in that we are integrating ourselves. So it's not a matter of I can't have this because I follow a different pathway or anything. It's because we are learning, and the more we appreciate, the more everything grows. So yes, over the years, many Mehendi booths are all over the country during Diwali time.
Now, as you mentioned during Diwali time as well, of course, seeing the popularity grow, is there any sort of Mehendi that's particular to a festival, or is it a case of whatever suits your spirits?
Whatever suits your spirits, however you feel at that point in time. Again, brides and grooms would usually have their beloved's face on the palms, or even their names done in the henna ink. So like for Diwali, you would have religious symbols. You could have elephants, you can have peacocks, birds, the Om symbol, all sorts of different, even mantras, the Hindi verses. All these things are, anything can be done on Mehendi art.
Thank you so much. Well, we definitely learned something about Mehendi. Let's take a look at us enjoying some Mehendi as well.
Henna is used as a form of adornment for women in the Indian culture. We use it on our hands, we apply it to our hands, our feet. Sometimes we can use it on our backs, shoulders. Sometimes men as well apply henna to themselves, but that's mostly in a scenario as for a wedding. In Hindu culture, women would wear bangles, a bindi, an earring, a necklace, anklet. These are also forms of adornment, beautification. So it's the same as for henna. The first part of applying henna is making sure when you open your henna cone, all the water from the tip of the cone comes out. So you get a smooth application on the client's hand or the person's hand. So before henna is applied, the person who is getting the henna done, the client, their hands must be clean. There must not be any oil or lotion residual on their hands, or the stain will not show up. Henna can be done for parties, it can be done for weddings, it can be done on Diwali and other religious festivals as well. It don't always have to be done on a special occasion as well. I've done henna for people on a random day because they just want to have henna done. I got started doing henna when I was very little. I would say probably 8 years old, and it started because I liked to draw on paper, and while drawing on paper, my aunt here will be the one who would say to me, we should buy you some henna cones and have you try it out on us one of these days. And she went to the Indian Expo, bought me a box of henna cones, and I started trying out on her. That's how it started. The design that I'm doing right now, it's a floral design. A little history of henna is that long ago in India, the ladies used to apply a circle alone to the middle of their hands, a bigger circle than this, and color the tips of their fingers, and that used to be their henna design alone. Long ago, they used to say the brighter the henna stain, the deeper the love and the connection between you and your husband and you and your partner. Henna is art, and ever since I've known myself, I've been very fond of art and given into the culture. It makes me very proud that I can continue doing something that's been around for ages before myself.
Welcome back into our very special Diwali celebration this morning here at the Now Morning Show. And as you can tell, we're all fantastically dressed. And this morning, we said thank you very much to Rajendra Sahadeo Singh Designs. And Rajendra joins me on set.
Hi.
Good morning to you, sir.
Diwali to you.
Let me say thank you, first of all, for the awesome outfit.
Thank you. That's
And
no
of
problem.
course, for the outfits of the ladies. But tell me the importance of fashion when it comes to Diwali.
Well, fashion in any celebration is very important because that is how you directly identify with any cultural significance or anything. If you look at history, you will be able to identify any specific culture or any region through fashion. So with Diwali time now, I choose to use the more lighter fabrics and stuff because as a Hindu, when we have to entertain and guests come over, when we are dressed in the heavily worked clothing, it becomes a bit cumbersome because we do want to look good, but then we want to treat our guests even better. So to avoid the hassle of having all these heavy items, we try to wear as light as possible, and that will reflect on the collection that I have done today.
But even though it's light, it's also very flashy.
Yes, but that is the thing about Indian way.
Yeah.
It's like it's a very vibrant culture.
Yeah.
So it is reflective on the clothes.
So in terms of getting the inspiration of how to be vibrant, how to change the vibrancy, how to make it sparkle a little bit differently than you did last time, what inspires you?
Oh, that's a challenge. But like I said, for Indian Arrival, I met you, and so I kind of work with the personalities.
Right.
So when I do a design, it may seem generic, but it always has that personal touch to the person that is going to wear it. And then I focus on the Caribbean because it's so hot. And I try to use the lighter fabrics to make sure that we are comfortable and we suit our region.
All right, well, let's get into some of the fashion that you brought here for us today to check out.
So we begin with Candice Ganesh. Candice is wearing a shalwar kameez, and the urni or the dupatta is draped on her, so it avoids the falling apart. And we highlight the intricacy of the pattern on her outfit and the dupatta. She wears matching jewelry, and she is a married woman, so she wears her sindoor. So if you look at most people, for them, when you see sindoor, is a sign of a woman who's proudly wed.
Okay, and the sindoor is with the one on the
The red,
forehead?
the
red on her.
yes.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Right. So
All right.
next we have Navita. Navita is wearing a Banarasi silk garara. This is his skirt on top. Again, the embroidery on it is very light with thread working, and it's very intricate to show that the region it came from. This is a more of a South Indian style, and
Okay.
so we can tell from these styles.
This is very interesting because it seems so much simpler, except when you get onto the bottom and you see all the details and that kind of stuff. And I love the use of the colors because they contrast each other as well.
Yeah, so that's as compared to what we discussed with the Mehendi and
Yeah.
Yangon, it's the same thing goes with fashion.
Okay.
Right, so
Nice.
now we have Stefan Das. He is wearing a kurta shawani. This is more of a Western-based style, and it's very simple. The fabric is light, and it has the Western look with it because of the jacket cut.
Okay.
And to add the elegance of the Indian touch, we use the chain and the shawl.
Nice. So the accessories are very, very crucial when it
Yes,
comes
it adds to any outfit.
And I didn't realize they had so much male accessories to go with it too. Normally I only see the women wearing the accessories.
No, it's a personal choice.
Okay.
It's a personal choice. You can go how far you want to go with it.
Nice. All right, so will you describe this next one coming from here?
This is a traditional sari drape. So a sari is a one size fits all.
Right.
And
Just wrap to fit.
Wrap to fit, yeah. So and like I said, I met Natasha last time,
Right.
and I know her complexion and her personality, and it's very bubbly.
And you
so
feel like the sari was a...
Yes, and the sari should have carried the sari and the colors as well.
All right, so now you decided to wrap up, Natasha. All right, good. Love that for you. Let me hear how you're describing this next one now, because...
Onika, this is...
Ainka.
Yeah, Ainka. This is the, like a modern look twist on the sari, so that's why we put them together. So you see how, from the traditional look to the modern twist on it, and in some regions of India, they actually wear short saris because they work on the fields. So when they get ready with the short saris, they work on the fields and they come back home.
So this is a sari she wearing?
No, this is a sari inspired. outfit,
Okay.
yeah.
I want to know if you wrap that, I was about to come and give you a raise. I mean, I'm not paying you, but I would give you a raise.
Actually,
because
I could do that.
you could wrap a short sari like that?
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how skilled I am.
Big up you. All right, so my turn now. Let me hear how you're describing this one and why you choose this for me. I'm frightened to find out.
Yeah.
You tell me how to wear it too, right?
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's the full kit.
Yeah.
So let me make the circle like everybody else so you can see.
Well, this is Diwali time is usually with bright colors and stuff and things, but so I use the black as a base, so the colors will pop, and we always have all the sequins. So I use the applicates on yours to show, so it will pop on the outfit.
Tell me about this, because I realize you have it as well, and Stefan, you have a raise up your arm. Let me see your own too. Right, his one is attached, or was this kind of holding it up? Is there significance for that? Or?
Well, depends on, in Hinduism, when you are collecting alms, you don't really take anything directly. So this is the humblest way you can ask for anything or receive anything. And I tend to go to a lot of functions, religious functions. So in the event of I am blessed from my guru or a swami or a pandit, the humblest way to accept anything is I make sure that all my outfits in the event of I am always prepared.
That's a good thing to be prepared for. Just tell me, where can we find you if people want to get some of your designs or to get onto you?
I am basically an online store and I work on demand only. So you can get me on Facebook or any of the social medias, Rajendra Sahadev Singh Designs, and my number is 761-5627.
Fantastic. Let me say thank you very much for joining us this morning, and thank you for outfitting us this morning. Thank you so much for presenting all these beautiful outfits as well. We're going to take a quick break and come back with more as we continue to celebrate Diwali right here on the Now Morning Show. As we continue to celebrate Diwali, we put some focus now on tassa music, and I want to welcome this morning the Otaramo Malik Young Stars Tassa Group, and its leader Vish Rambir joins us on set. Good morning to you, Vish.
Good morning, good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
Pleasant and fine.
Tell me a little bit about the group.
So this group is basically established in probably like 32 years ago.
Okay.
By my dad, the late Vijay Rambir. And these members here are all family to me, cousins. And his family is basically a family tradition.
What inspires you to keep carrying on that tradition that passed on from your dad to you?
It's just a generation that I believe just has to continue to make the Indian culture go on, I believe. Yeah.
Nice. And tell me about Diwali. What is the significance of Diwali to you, and how do you celebrate it?
Diwali to me is basically family, being around family, praying, and having a good time.
Nice, man. I love that.
Most important is the food, though.
Yeah. I would have to agree with you. You know, I think that's a very, very important part. Tell me something, though. In terms of the tassa, when you'll play different hands, you play different styles of things as well.
Yeah.
How do you differentiate them, and how do you decide what is appropriate for Diwali versus...
So it's according to how the function is.
Right.
You know, like if it's a Ramayana, you know, you play a certain drum, like a slower drum. With a festival like you're having, like on the outside and stuff, you play like a faster drumming.
All right, fantastic. Well, if you don't mind, you give us a little one this morning to
No
close
problem.
off the show.
Yeah.
All right, beautiful. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's Vish Rambir, who is the leader of the Autorama Malik Young Stars Tassa group. They'll be giving us something to close off the show. But I want to say thank you so much for tuning in to our Diwali special today. I hope that you have yourself an amazing day. Of course, I want to say thank you going out to the people who would have made the show happen. Rajendra Sahadio Designs, of course, for dressing us and making sure that we look good. QTC Events and Decor as well for making sure that the set is absolutely gorgeous as well. We say thank you very much. Of course, I want to say thank you to my co-hosts this morning in the form of Pandit Ganesh Maharaj, who is the spiritual leader of the Shiva Shankar Bhavan Chiklan Hindu Temple, and of course our co-host for this morning, alongside Ainka, Natasha, Lake, and yours truly, Rawkus. So to close off the show, we give you some tassa this morning. Please enjoy the rest of your day. Be as safe as you possibly can. Until the next time for the Now Morning Show. Take it away, guys.